Someone be like, where you from? Be like, Kurdistan. They're like, where's that? I'm like, it's the Middle East. They're like, Kazakhstan? I'm like, no, Kurdistan. They're like, oh, so you're like Borat. I'm like, man, fuck this.
How you feeling all night? Good. How you feeling AK? How you feeling all night? Good. How you feeling AK?
So my full name is Dera Meelan. I'm a producer and musician. My family's from Kurdistan, which is in the Middle East. We're from an area called Kirkuk. You know, it all began from necessity, so migrating because of war and stuff, and you know, my family couldn't be in that environment, so they began migrating. I think they went to Iran and then the country over and the country over. Eventually they lead to China, and then they end up in Pakistan. And that's where they awaited migration for, I think, about 10 years. And then I think 99, they were like, cool, you can come over to New Zealand. And yeah, that's where my life starts. From what I was told, there was about 500 families when we came here. I was fully immersed in it, so I learned how to speak Kurdish just off the back of speaking with my family at home, and simultaneously learning English through, you know, school and being here and YouTube and all that. They taught me through music, family books, and you know, the Kurdish community quite prevalent when we first came here. They were in a refugee camp for a short while, and then from there they'd say, hey, you can live here. And I have plenty of memories of the house we were at before this, which is the house that they got moved to. It was on a road called Fredlanders, which isn't too far from here. The house was in shambles. The floor was warped, you know, there's mold and algae, there's cockroaches everywhere. We actually refer to the house as Khanu Siserk, which basically translates to cockroach house. And I just remember there was like 8 of us crammed in, like, I think it was a 3 or 2 bedroom house, and you know, everything was just dark and gloomy, but that's very much the kind of circumstances and environments that breeds, you know, love. We've always lived out south, so we lived first in Manurewa, I think, for a few years, and then we came out here to Clendon, and we've been here ever since. My cultural experiences didn't shape my kind of view of the world until I'd say the past few years. You know, growing up, I wanted to actually hide from being Kurd, from being Middle Eastern. You know, I grew up, you know, people would mock me, you know, they'd call me terrorist and this and that. And even explaining what a Kurd was, like in intermediate, someone would be like, where you from? Be like, Kurdistan. They're like, where's that? I'm like, it's the Middle East. They're like, Kazakhstan? I'm like, no, Kurdistan. They're like, oh, so you're like Borat. I'm like, man, fuck this. All right, I'm Russian. Just anything to kind of escape that that torment you'd get, you know, for being Middle Eastern. You know, South Auckland's like one of the most multicultural places, probably in New Zealand. So seeing all of that, seeing, you know, the Samoans be proud of their culture, the Indians proud of theirs, you know, the Asians proud of theirs, and the Māoris proud of theirs, you know, made me go, okay, yeah, this is just as important to me. It's just, you know, becoming an adult, becoming independent. I'm like, okay, who am I? Like, really? And the music actually helped a lot. I was able to see people flaunting their shit and their cultures, like, you know, people wearing their culture proudly on their, you know, right in front of them and embracing it. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do me that. Let me like re-embrace this. I remember seeing Daft Punk tracks, and the music videos they had attached to them were insane. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. So I'd go on YouTube, I'd just engross myself in all of that. You know, we had hand-me-down laptops and stuff for the family computer. I'd try to figure out demo softwares and stuff that I could get to learn how to make music.
Great job, Dera! Great job, Dera! Great job, Dera! Great job, Dera!
I met Church in AP. It was this like blog event for Nazon in 2018. At the time, no music out, no one knew me, I didn't know anyone. So I'm like, cool, let me get a foot into the community. And there was this like group around these 2 guys. I'm like, cool, I guess these are the guys, you know, these must be the guys. So I approached Church, and they were like, talking about music, and he's like, yeah, we have this a cappella that we want a beat for. So I'm like, cool, yeah, like, I have a beat for you. And he just looked at me like, man, I don't know you, but whatever. And later that night, I ended up meeting AP. We exchanged emails, and then we kind of started from there.
It's just bad.
My biggest achievements, I'd probably say the Pacific Music Award. that was a pretty big achievement.
Dera Meelan for teeth by Church and AP.
And I wasn't even expecting to win anything. To win that was pretty incredible.
Everyone that streamed the album, shared it, showed love. I'm just grateful to be doing this stuff for a living now.
And then I'm just saying, you know, hitting like 1 million streams and then 2 million streams, those little kind of milestones, they're really important because, you know, kind of foreshadowing what's to come. But I think the biggest achievement of all is just the fact that people like my music, honestly. It's like, it's a trip every day that, you know, people actually even listen. So that's the coolest thing to me.
This for the people that we buy, resell, replay. I don't have time for your email. Don't pay attention to detail. Kick it with brothers, you geeking off females. Going out bad, picking up bro. I ain't got gas, he ain't want no smoke. Get to my bag, I can't choke it, yeah. Chop out the mullet, I'm floating, yeah, huh.
So the way I got involved with Dead Forest, we actually go way back. He lived like 3 houses across. So I was a little kid and our brothers were best friends. And I remember he did music, he was the cool guy. I'm like, man, I wanna be like this guy. And we disconnected again and we ended up reconnecting in 2018, which is what kind of sparked everything up again. And we've been making music ever since. You know, I feel like if it's organic, it's the best, you know? And especially as artists, just working online it's just not really my thing. You know, I could send you 10 beats through email, but it's just not the same as kind of playing them for you and seeing how you kind of gauge if you like the beat or not, or, you know, I think that stuff to me is more important. Do that.
Do that. Jag hade been I högre.
My mom's stay-at-home mom. My dad's an interpreter at the moment. I think he knows like 7 languages. Might be butchering that, but he interprets for people. So hospital, court cases, if someone comes into the country and they can't, you know, speak English, he'll help out with that. My family is religious, they're Muslim, and so I'm Muslim as well, but my parents raised me, you know, very much on the ideology of you believe what you want and you kind of figure out what works for you and you go from there. The shooting in Christchurch definitely had a huge impact on my family. I remember, I think I was at work when I found out it happened. So I called up my mom and dad and I went home and everyone was just crying, you know? It's like the first time I had seen my dad cry in years. It was a big moment in terms of, it was the first time they felt scared again, you know? They came to a place where, you know, everything felt safe and you were running away from that, and it was kind of the first moment they went, oh man, like, you know, that's really coming here. So yeah, it definitely affected us, but, you know, it was incredible to see like New Zealand's reaction to that. My family love it here. You know, anytime they've gone traveling, my mom always comes back and says, wasn't as good as New Zealand. I'm like, yeah, I know.